Today, we're tackling a question that honestly affects millions of people. What is the single best exercise you can do for knee osteoarthritis? We're going to get a really clear, evidence-based answer by diving deep into a massive scientific review that looked at decades of research.
You know how it is. If you've ever dealt with that grinding knee pain from osteoarthritis, everyone tells you the same thing. You gotta exercise. Okay, great. But then what? Should you be stretching, lifting weights, swimming? It's just a sea of options, and it's super confusing. Well, we're gonna cut through all that noise and get right to the heart of it. What actually works the best?
So, how are we going to find that answer? Well, we're leaning on a gigantic scientific review that crunched the numbers from 217 different clinical trials. Yeah, you heard that right. This isn't just one small study. It's a colossal look at all the evidence, which gives us the clearest picture we've ever had.
Okay, first things first. Let's just make sure we're all on the same page about the problem we're trying to solve here. Section 1, a pain in the knee.
So, knee osteoarthritis, it's a chronic joint disease, and it's a big deal. It causes a ton of pain and disability, and it can really get in the way of your physical function, just doing everyday stuff. And of all the joints it can hit, the knee is the most common target.
And this is not some rare condition we're talking about. The research shows that nearly a third, almost 30%, of all adults over the age of 45 have X-ray evidence of knee osteoarthritis. That is a staggering number of people, which makes finding a real solution just incredibly important.
So, if this problem is so widespread, why don't we already have a simple answer? Well, let's jump into Section 2 because this is where we see how this new study is a real game changer. You see, a big issue with older research was that studies were often kind of limited, the results were all over the place, and they usually only looked at one single snapshot in time. This new analysis is totally different. It is incredibly comprehensive. It puts all the major exercise types head to head, and this is the crucial part. It looks at how they work over the short, middle, and long term.
And just to really hammer home the scale we're talking about here, the researchers pulled data from those 217 trials. That involved more than 15,000 people and spanned over 30 years of research. This massive data set is what gives us so much confidence in the findings.
Okay, this is the moment we've been building up to. We understand the problem, we see the power of this study, so what's the verdict? Let's find out which exercise took home the gold medal.
And here it is, our first huge finding. When it comes to crushing pain, both in the short and midterm, just look at that bar for aerobic exercise. It's not even close. It provides a way bigger improvement in pain compared to everything else. It is the undisputed champion in this category. But what about actually moving better? Being able to get around? Absolutely. This chart shows that for boosting physical function in the midterm, aerobic exercise, once again, is the top performer. So it's not just about feeling less pain, it's about being able to do more.
And finally, the big picture. What about your overall quality of life? Well, you guessed it. In the short term, aerobic exercise delivered the biggest improvement here too. This means it has this powerful positive ripple effect on your general well-being. So we're talking about a triple threat: less pain, better function, and a better quality of life.
We don't even have to interpret the results ourselves. The researchers just say it loud and clear in their conclusion. They state that aerobic exercise might just be the best exercise for improving everything that matters: pain, function, the way you walk, and your quality of life. I mean, that is about as definitive as it gets.
So does that mean we just forget about every other type of exercise? No, not at all. Let's move on. Because while aerobics is the all-around champion, you can think of the other exercises as the crucial supporting cast.
This table is fantastic because it shows us that these other exercises have really specific, powerful benefits. For instance, mind-body exercises are awesome for a short-term function boost. Neuromotor exercises are the best for improving your gait, also in the short term. Strengthening gives you a solid midterm function boost, and get this, flexibility might be your best weapon for long-term pain reduction.
So here's the pro tip. Think of aerobic exercise as your foundation. It's the non-negotiable champion. But then, to really take things to the next level, you can strategically add in these specialist exercises to target your specific goals, whether that's walking better or really focusing on that long-term pain relief.
Which brings us to our final and, I think, most important section. We've got the science, now let's turn it into a simple, actionable plan. Section 5, your exercise playbook.
And before we jump into the plan, here's some really great, reassuring news from the study. The researchers found no real difference in side effects between any of the exercise groups and the folks who didn't exercise. What does that mean for you? It means that exercise is a remarkably safe way to go about this.
So here it is, your 3-step playbook. Step 1 is simple. Start with the champion. Make aerobic exercise, things like walking, cycling, or swimming, your core activity. Step 2, add a specialist. Based on what you want to achieve, layer in some flexibility, or some strengthening, or mind-body work. And the crucial step 3, create your plan. Talk with a doctor or a physical therapist to build a program that's perfectly tailored for you.
And that's a wrap. The science is clear, the plan is simple. So the only question left is for you. Now that you know what works, what's your first step going to be? Thanks for tuning in.